I've always been passionate about business marketing and just business development as a whole. Personally, I am very growth oriented. What happened is I was in between roles the last 8 months or so, and in that time an opportunity came to consult on some projects. Yeah, my plan was to initially maybe take some side gig and then get a full-time role again. I used to be director of marketing before that. But while taking those projects in between the last 10 months or so, and creating proposals for pretty big companies in the B2B area, and seeing those proposals actually win jobs and contracts and the plans that I created succeed, that's kind of when I felt validated. And I thought I really do have something here to offer, and why not just go ahead and give it a shot? So I'm pretty new. I just started. I was pretty much a contractor until August, and then September I decided to go full on out as a business. And that's when I started to formulate the business plan and service offerings and differentiator and all those things. So I had to think fast because I had to go. And at the same time I had to work. So I got pretty fortunate actually I did not have that confidence before. And I think after being put out there, after my role ended and taking side gigs in marketing consulting and putting those proposals out, they were all first-time experiences, some of them. A lot of projects where I was problem solving in areas I hadn't problem solved before. And to see those ideas to actually be appreciated and accepted. So it's there's a place in the market for this, for the kind of approach I bring to with this business development and marketing. Well, as a business leader, I first lead with empathy. That's a big one for me. It is an enshrined value in my business as I start, and I think with empathy, that means that I really care about what's going on, and I want to understand where you are and then meet you where you are. And just like we were just talking about, not having a cookie cutter, it's understanding where are you and then how can I meet you there, and aligning with that prospect. And I think I also lead with integrity. So what we're doing. I'm pretty transparent about how things are done, why we come to certain conclusions, and when we're doing what we're doing. So to really provide that confidence in the solutions that we're coming up with. I'm very collaborative and very cooperative in the way I work. We do things together. It's not a prescription. It's something that we get aligned on, and we all sort of understand what needs to be done. Well, I have lived in 2 countries. I was born in Kenya and then immigrated here as a teenager. But I've been here longer than I have. I've been in St. Louis longer than I have been in Kenya. And that experience has been very defining and has to deal a lot with even why I do what I do now. And also, I graduated from University of Missouri, St. Louis. Been here for about 20 years. I'm very passionate about problem solving in the marketing and branding area of things. And as I said before, regarding my values, I live by empathy and authenticity, accountability and integrity are kind of very high for me as just how I move. I'm a very efficient problem solver. And I'm saying that because I lost almost 80 pounds and I problem solved a lot of it through it. I'm very determined that way. I volunteer for a microfinancing organization as part of the board, and the microfinancing organization provides microloans to areas in East Africa and some in Central Africa to communities that really cannot receive loans in any other way. Success for my business would be having, helping my clients thrive, helping my clients fulfill their potential. In me fulfilling my potential as with the skills that I do have and the talents I have, and helping businesses fulfill their potential. And so that's what success would look like. I would be looking around, and I would be looking at all the businesses and how far and the impact we've been, as a company. Hopefully the company I'm growing, as a company, is what the impact has made in terms of growth for a company. I always believe in having a difference. And whether we're in a room, we're all unique in that way. And I always believe, because of our unique point of view, we have value to add. My personal goals would, I would like to get to the point where I can expand my business to not just St. Louis, but nationally, because of the ability to be able to have clients remotely, and to be able to probably give more time to I would love to be able to give more time to volunteering. So the Microfinancing Partners of Africa, that the organization usually does trips to go to East Africa and to the areas they support. So I would love to be able to do more of that. Also, be able to do more of what I love to do, hiking, camping, and more outdoor activities, and that's something I want to do a lot more than I can do right now. Well, I think, naturally, I guess as a startup, initially is establishing the business, establishing the brand, and also having to establish myself as a brand. And, that's been challenging, to get people to know who you are. The work I've gotten before was because of the relationships I had. So initially, now you have to sort of, I have to do what I do for myself, which is the marketing and all those things. And I've been put in a position to do that. But I think the biggest challenge has been to be resilient, and to sort of and keep the faith, and to believe in myself. I've encountered other small challenges, like making sure how to have boundaries as a business person, and learning along the way. So I did, I have gotten a coach to help me with some of those issues, help me navigate relationships and different challenges that come with that. So I am in a point where I'm learning fast, and it can feel very overwhelming. But those balance out with days where things go well, and you have great meetings, and you're very hopeful. So things kind of balance out. The challenges and the days that you don't feel so good balance out with days where you feel very hopeful, and some things go right in those days. So initially, I think I'm very satisfied with, the idea that what I'm putting out to the world is authentic to who I am. It is what I believe. It is something I believe that has value to put out in the world. And I'm in a position to say, let me put it out there and see what it brings back. But initially, I have seen the work that I've done before help businesses. And I think sometimes sometimes you just need an opportunity to show what you can do. And sometimes you have to make your own way if the world won't give you a way. So I think, at this point it's saying, hey, let's try it out, and let's see what the world brings back. And if it tells me I need to try something else, then fine. But so far it's shown me this is the way I should go. So. If I had to name one, though, one favorite project, I would say the pharmaceutical manufacturing was fun, but also the internal branding campaign, and that was for the company with that build the concert trailers. They're the one that wanted the internal branding campaign. That was a lot of fun. Pharmaceutical manufacturing, just I think the newness of it. I think figuring out, trying to create a content strategy that works around federal regulations. There's certain ways you have to present the content, and then also differentiating a pharmaceutical company and finding ways to differentiate, and then using chemical compounds as the differentiator. But it's just a different form of differentiation. It was just understanding what the language that they may speak.